Hey everybody, welcome back to Dinner and a Tip. My name is Brenda. I'm going to be your cooking guide. So everybody's obsessed with the steak Philly cheese sandwiches. And then there's the chicken steak Philly cheese sandwich. But we are going to not do a Philly because I don't have the ingredients for that. So we are actually going to do an Italian one. So I went ahead and got chicken thighs, and if you leave them frozen and then you cut them into strips, that is how we're going to do it. So I just did it in Italian dressing, marinated it for like 30-40 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and get that cooking. Next, we are going to do, so if you haven't done it yet, Jimmy John's has sandwiches, 50 cents for this big old loaf, and it's amazing. It's just day old bread, but I love using the Jimmy John sandwich bread. Especially since to buy one Jimmy John sandwich is $10. I'm going to make 6 of them for about $10. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And we're going to try to figure out a way not for me to cut my fingers off. So, alright, there we go. You can definitely tell I do not work in a sandwich shop. I am not freaky fast when it comes to cutting this, but I don't want to cut my fingers off. So I am going to go ahead and just do this garlic spread. You can get this at Walmart, Cub Foods. It's over in like the fresh bread section. So I'm going to go ahead and put a healthy amount of butter on there. And then we're going to go ahead and get this toasted. Go ahead and press down on it just to make sure that they're sticking to the grill. And let's go ahead, and I'm cooking this chicken. I got like 1 package of chicken, and I'm cooking this on high. And then I use the Ken's Italian dressing, but any Italian dressing would work. And that way I'm not going to really season the meat because it already has all the Italian flavors in here that I'm looking for. So let's go ahead. And because this is chicken, I don't want to cross-contaminate the food that I'm working with, so I do have a second set of spatulas. So for the Philly cheesesteak, you do usually onions and peppers, but since this is Italian, we're going to do some red onion. I've got a little bit of mushrooms, and I'm just also going to use that same Italian Italian garlic spread. So, and I do have separate spatulas for this. Especially with the raw chicken, you don't want to be touching the rest of your food unless that chicken's all the way cooked. So let's go ahead and check on that. And basically, I just cut the chicken into strips. You could do chicken breast, you could do whatever you want, but I just still think the thighs cook up the best for what I'm doing. So we got a nice good toast on our bread. And let's push these vegetables off. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the cheese on these right now. And then I'm going to, because it's day old bread, I want to go ahead and hit it with a little water and kind of steam them so they warm up. So I've got provolone, and then I'm just doing a Italian cheese blend. I'm going to go ahead and cover these guys, and then I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of water. That way I know the bread is getting steamed, but it's not going to get wet and gross. Alright, keep checking this chicken to make sure this is cooked all the way through before we go ahead. Just want to make sure there's nothing pink in the chicken. And we're going to go ahead and check our vegetables, and these are looking perfect. And then I've got a little bit of tomato off on the side that I'm actually not going to cook. I'm just going to put that kind of fresh on the sandwich. So now that I've got this done, cheese is starting to melt, so we're just going to keep that in the dome and off the heat so we don't burn that. All right. It's going to take another minute or two on this chicken, and then we're going to go ahead and get everything assembled. So you'll have to let me know how you feel about Italian versus Philly. I know the Philly sandwiches people have very, very strong feelings about. I can't say I've ever actually had one, but I like anything Italian, so that's why we're going to do the Italian sandwich instead. All right. Well, we need probably about another minute on this chicken, so I'm going to run grab one other thing I forgot real quick and let this finish, and then we'll come back and get it assembled. All right, so we are back. We got our buns nice and toasted. I'm gonna go ahead, and we've got the melted cheese on here, so we're just gonna go ahead and top with our chicken. And this cheese is pretty melted, but the rest of this hot chicken will take care of the rest. I'm gonna go ahead and take our onions and mushrooms. Stack that nice and high. Go ahead and you can move this guy over here. Top it with a couple tomatoes. You could toast your tomatoes if you wanted, but let's go ahead. Oh, this looks so good. All right, go ahead. I love how tender the chicken is when you do the thighs versus the breast. I love that it already has all the Italian seasonings in it with the mushrooms and cheese. Perfect sandwich. Go ahead and subscribe. We'll see you next time, and eat happy.